Over a decade in the NFL, I covered him in college. Outspoken, brutally honest, well-connected, TJ Houshmandzadeh. Tomorrow, Ravens, Bears. The Hall of Fame game this weekend, the Hall of Fame festivities. T.O. will not be there. You know T.O. Why is he doing this public stand? He's going to be in Chattanooga, where he went to college, which I think is kind of cool. I like that. Now you got a big skirmish. He won't go to the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame won't even acknowledge that he exists. Why is he doing this?
You know, it's if you go back to for years, it was who's the best receiver in the NFL? T.O. and Randy Moss. T.O. and Randy Moss. And for T.O. not to get in on the first ballot and Randy Moss to make it first ballot, for other people, it's like, oh, T.O.'s the best. T.O. was not better than Randy Moss, and so it's his way of. It's not against the Hall of Fame. It's the writers. The Hall of Fame they have nothing to do with this, but they're just in the crosshair, so to speak. And before you have a family and before you have kids, it's always about me. It's always about you. T.O. is thinking about you, which is himself. And he's putting we all put ourselves first. Always. Until you have kids in your family, you put yourself first. Always. The team. If I do well, the team does well. Everybody puts themselves first, and this is what he's doing. And think about this. What T.O. is doing, we've talked about it so much, this will be remembered more than had he gone to Canton and gave his speech. This will always be taught. Every year the Hall of Fame is approaching, they'll talk about the year that T.O. did not show up. And this is probably what he wants because this will be talked about forever because no one has ever done this.
You have interesting insight to the power struggle in New England between Kraft, the owner, Brady, Belichick, and Alex Guerrero because you know Alex Guerrero. I theorize that the trouble all started back when Tom Brady started a clinic, Tom Brady's Pliability with Alex Guerrero. And it created a divide in the locker room. I don't think Tom wanted to, but Tom's aging well. Alex Guerrero's respected by guys like you, and Tom siphoned off a few of the players to work out with Alex and not the Belichick team staff. So when I look at all this power struggle stuff, people point to Malcolm Butler and Deflategate. I'm like, no. This was the first time that Brady listened to somebody beyond Belichick. Guerrero became sort of his muse, became his guru, his Svengali. You know Alex Guerrero. How comfortable do you think he is now in the crosshairs of all this? Because it feels like he is.
He's fine. And how it works is Alex would be out here in Southern California, and him and Tom would work out. Well, when Tom works out, Wes Welker would be here. And then Julian Edelman would come out here. So as they're working out, Alex is working on them. So when you go back to New England, it's not going to stop. And so now they tell the other players, oh, man, you need to have Alex, Dr. G, work on you, bro. He really knows. So then it evolves because guys talk in the locker room. What's wrong with you? Go see Alex. He'll get you right.
Right.
And I think it became a problem when Alex, the trainers, they feel threatened. They feel threatened.
The Patriot trainers feel threatened by Guerrero.
Yeah, he can't work on everybody. He's only 24 hours in a day. So I don't know why you feel threatened. He's just going to work on the best players.
And do you believe, like if you were a young receiver and you walked into the Patriots, I would think I want to curry favor with Brady. I would have no problem going to the Clinton. That's my takeaway. If you were a rookie, and you're like,
I'm trying to get in.
With Tom Brady.
100%.
I want to be, Alex, I'm in the next room. Tom, come over. So I totally get Brady's at the end of his career. He's trying to create extension of his career. And in your opinion, Guerrero's the best you've ever seen at that.
He just does. It's crazy because it's not like some crazy invention. He just works the muscles in your body like people make it like he's some witch doctor. He's not. He just works the muscles in your body.
Did he work on you?
Yeah. And it hurts like hell. It's not like it feels good. It hurts. Like you want to cry sometimes. It hurts. But you wake up the next day, you're bruised up, but you feel better. You feel better.
Now, do you think it's fair when reporters go up and ask Brady about Edelman's suspension? Because Edelman now uses Guerrero and uses Tom Brady's clinic. Do you think it's fair for guys like me to go, Tom, Edelman been clean. He's in your clinic. Now he's busted.
I do believe that's a fair question because that's an answer that people want to know. When nobody knows what happened with Julian Edelman getting a suspension, but I could tell you, unless Alex has changed a lot, which I'm sure he has because of the clinic with Brady, he wasn't really one to give you a bunch of different supplements, at least not with me. But I didn't take any supplements when I played, and so nobody just sees one person. When Julian is out of town, he's going to work out. He's going to work out with different people. Somebody might give him. You don't know what happened, but is it a fair question? 100%, it's a fair question.
Yeah, it's funny. This past week, when I think of you, I think of somebody that's low maintenance. You were a worker. You were a grinder. That's not that you're not talented, but I never thought of you as difficult. You could have an opinion, but you're not difficult. You're outspoken, but you're not difficult. Dez Bryant, I watched the Amazon Prime series, and I'm like, I don't want that guy in my room. He is crazy. I think that series hurt him. I think coaches sit down and watch that because, by the way, preseason hasn't started. It was in between camps. You're just sitting home, and football's on. And Amazon Prime and Dez Bryant. You tell me, what do players say about Dez?
For the most part, when you're around your coach all the time, you're going to voice your opinion. And it's just unfortunate that it was recorded and for the world to see. Now, to that extent, there's only 3 or 4 guys per team that can do that. Every team you're on, there's 3 or 4 guys that they get away with more than others.
In Cincinnati, who was the guy?
Chad. It was me. On offense, it was me, Chad. Skill guys, me, Chad, Carson.
You could give a throwback on coaches.
Yeah. Carson wouldn't, Chad would, and I would at times. Yeah. And mine's would be, which I learned was dumb, and I wish I had somebody there to tell me that I was being dumb, would be I was always critical, not even critical, just overanalyzing why we run this play if they're playing this defense.
You tend to be you're a thinker.
Yes, and coaches don't like when you question their thinking about why we're doing something.
Of course they don't, yeah.
And I learned that the hard way. And so with Dez, he just has to understand, if you want to play, bro, you got to watch what you say because the narrative is you're a bad teammate, you have a bad attitude. You can't go tweeting that the play calling is bad. You can't go tweeting about your teammates because all you're doing is confirming what they perceive to be the truth. By putting these tweets out, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is Dez. Just ignore it. Leave it alone.
By the way, tomorrow, Lamar Jackson and Mitch Trubisky play. Trubisky, I didn't love him in college. I don't love him as a pro prospect. I think he's Garoppolo with a much lower ceiling. Lamar Jackson, I think, has a higher ceiling. I just don't quite think he's ready yet. There's a lot of talk about Lamar Jackson. I'm always concerned when a college quarterback can't complete over 60%. And Lamar had Bobby Petrino, who's a great offensive coach. Tomorrow, we're going to see Lamar Jackson. What do you expect?
I expect him to have a lot of success in the preseason for the simple fact, when is he going in the game? Probably third quarter, late second quarter.
Against scrubs.
Against guys that he dominated in college.
And by the way, guys who will not make the pros.
I will never say a scrub because people don't realize.
You're right.
Right?
That's not a cool name.
There we go.
He's playing against guys who will probably not make the league.
And these are a lot of these guys are the same type of players that he dominated in college. So I see him playing well. I see him running the ball. I see him throwing the ball because these are not, one, you're not game planning, and 2, you're just not going against the caliber of player that can shut that down.
You know, what happens in the preseason a lot is vanilla defenses. So it's actually a time for a young quarterback. Like Dak Prescott in the preseason looked fantastic because defensive coordinators don't show anything.
Right.
So Lamar's going to see pretty basic coverages.
And you have to be basic because the guys that are going in, you try to get too fancy, somebody's going to blow an assignment. So you're going to play a 1 high shell, that's cover 3 or cover 1. You're going to play a 2 high shell, whether it's cover 4, cover 2, cover 6. So it's going to be things he's seen in college already. He's not going to have to think about it.
This is, to me, the big controversy in the league because Flacco has been garbage for 3 years. He really has. His quarterback rating over the last 3 years is 35th. There are backups with better. Lamar's going to face in the preseason vanilla coverages and, frankly, guys who won't make the league, so when he scrambles out of the pocket, he's going to have success. You mark my words. In 3 weeks, there is going to be a chorus of people that think Lamar.
Quarterback controversy.
Oh, it's going to be. I say Lamar's Tebow with more talent. I mean, you saw Tebow in the preseason. Everybody's like, oh, my God. Then the quarterback struggle. And by the way, Baltimore, like Denver, has been successful, has Super Bowls, has a loyal fan base that pays attention. They're not interested in the Steelers going 4-0 and they're 1-3. I think Lamar in the preseason, I think you're going to hear a chorus.
He's going to play well.
I think mostly he is.
Unless they get him some reps with the starters, which is almost impossible because Flacco needs those reps.
And starters, by the way, starters only play a full quarter and a half in game 3. They don't play in the fourth game. They don't play much in the first game.
A lot of the times the coach they'll play 2.5 quarters. I know when I was playing, we'd start the game, we'd play the first half, and then we'd play one drive into the third quarter because they want to get you used to coming after halftime and getting in the game again. And so he'll probably go a drive into the third quarter, Flacco, the third preseason game with the starters. And so once again, Lamar's going to look like a superstar in the preseason. I foresee him playing extremely well in the preseason.
Can't wait. Good seeing you, bud. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.